Bam. I think I did that right, bro. Are you on? I don't see you. Okay, here you go. What's going on, man? All right, let me fix this a little bit. For sure, for sure. Let me see. My YouTubers waiting for some people joining on YouTube. Let me check my other phone real fast. What's going on, Kim Artman? How are you? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. What's going on, Homemade Shop? How are you on Instagram? How are you? What's going on, Crafty by Row? How are you? How are you? How are you? Waiting for Ruben to join in on YouTube real fast. I got you on the IG. Yep. What's going on, Gina Goings? Good evening. Good evening. Kimberlyn Maurer. How are you doing? How are you doing, Kimberly? So today we want to talk to you guys a little bit. YouTube Live is coming up. All right, take your time, man. It's okay. It says you're not on yet for the YouTube Live part, bro? I'm definitely on YouTube right now. I definitely got my audience. Let me just check my YouTube real fast. It says I'm not live. If not, then we'll just rock out on Instagram, man. Don't worry about it. You know, but let me check my YouTube channel real fast. Are you guys, any of you guys see me on YouTube? Can you guys see me on YouTube? Let me know if, yeah, I'm definitely live on YouTube. I'm definitely live on YouTube. Definitely live. Yeah. What's going on, Rob Beats? Rob Beats, you got to join in the chat, man. You guys make sure you stay in the chat. It's going to be an interesting conversation right here. I got Ruben on Instagram. As a matter of fact, Rob Beats, let me see if I can send you a link. Rob Beats, what's your email? Yeah, you might have to send the links again, bro. That's all it is. All right, let me try to send a link again one more time. Let me see if I could do it. I never tried to do it right now on the fly. T-shirt, buddy. 1 second. Man, you catch me right in the middle of work too. That's all right. gmail.com. All right. Stay tuned, everybody. This is going to be a very, very interesting discussion right here that we got. And I got a lot to get off my chest. So make sure you guys hang in there with me. Send. All right, Ruben, I just sent you email. All right, so check that. robbeats@gmail.com. I'm going to send Rob Beats one too. Hold on. It's RHYE Beats at gmail.com. I hope I spelled that right. All right, Rod. I think I sent you one too. All right. So Ruben and I want to talk to you guys. I'm gonna start up a little bit. Give me a few minutes. I should be back in the office like 15 minutes. That's cool, Rod. Take your time, man. So Ruben and I want to talk to you guys real fast about all the drama going on with DTF, man. You want to start off, or do you want me to start off, Ruben? I mean, it's up to you. Whatever you prefer. I'll start off a little bit just to set the tone a little bit. So, I made a video. What was it? A day or two ago about Huh? He came out looking like the Ghostbusters. Oh yeah, I made a video a few days ago about DTF powder and how it possibly could give you cancer, right? Long, like let's put this in context. Long years and years of exposure gave a certain person this is all alleged, by the way. I mean, it's I don't want to say downplay it and say it's alleged because he's definitely going through what he's going through, right? But I in no way, shape, or form did I make that video with the intention of scaring people away from pursuing DTF if that's something that you planned on doing. And I gotta say, honestly, I have to say that I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm a little bit disappointed in a few people. Um, I watched the comments of the video that I posted on YouTube, and guys, I'm talking about guys right now. I'm not talking to the women that watch the channel. Guys, we're supposed to be men, and the last time I checked, if there's danger involved, right, as a man, right, you're supposed to put the women and the children to the side and say, I got this. Step up to the plate, get whatever you need to get to make the proper, to make sure you're safe and carry on about your business. Back in the day, right? I know we're not in those times anymore, but back in the day, men used to go in caves with no protective gear on, and coal mines, right? Back in the day, people used to do very, very labor-intensive jobs. And even still today, people do very, very labor-intensive jobs. And what do? They get the proper equipment that they need, and they get the jobs done anyway, right? So if you have something in mind that you want to pursue, and something as small as $25 worth of protective equipment gets in your way of pursuing that, then think to yourself what other opportunities you're going to miss out on because of very, very small, minute things, right? And okay, nobody wants to get cancer, right? So take the necessary precautions not to get it. But in today's day and age, how many other things do we experience, do we encounter that have the likelihood of giving us cancer on a day-to-day basis? Like really, that are not even going to benefit us, right? So a lot of you guys on here, a lot of you women on here probably smoke cigarettes, right? A lot of you guys do hookah, right? A lot of you guys eat fast food. All that stuff can give you cancer, right? Yeah, fast food can give you cancer, right? A lot of sugars, that stuff is linked to cancer. A lot of you guys do all this bad stuff that you can't benefit from, but when it's something that you can benefit from, you're scared of it. But yet, in fact, the fact still remains that all you have to do is take the necessary precautions to protect yourself, and that thing can be alleviated. So I say that to say I didn't want to discourage anybody from purchasing a DTF printer if you wanted to, if that was like what you were aspiring to do. I want to inspire you guys to chase your dreams. I want to inspire you guys to be the best version of yourselves. And the main reason why I make these videos is so that people can help themselves. How can I say this? People can help themselves have an easier time in life just by, garment decorating or decorating clothes. Clothes is one of our biggest expenses. When you have kids, as an adult, you have kids, you got to buy clothes. For yourself, before you have kids, you got to buy clothes. You buy clothes all year round, right? So imagine if you can take that little bit of bill out of your pockets, right? And you can just decorate your own clothes, buy some cheap stuff and decorate your own clothes. And as little as it sounds, it makes a very, very significant impact in your finances. I'm going to move device, Dubb. That's cool. You going to change devices? All right, that's fine. Yeah. So I got Ruben over here on Instagram, YouTube, for those of you guys checking. But guys, if it's something that you want to pursue, man, like get a DTF printer, throw a mask on, throw some eye protection on, and do it. It's not that serious. A lot of you guys have way more dangerous jobs than that. In the chat, I know some of you guys have dangerous jobs. Put some dangerous jobs that you guys might do in the chat. Some of you guys are in the nursing field, right? And you guys put your lives in danger all day by dealing with patients that are ill, that have illnesses that you guys don't even know what it is. You know what I mean? Some of you women do the same thing, right? You know, some people work in power plants. Some people work in stressful environments, in hazardous environments where you can get crushed by heavy equipment, right? Some of you guys are law enforcement. I was in the military. You know, when you're in the military, you risk all types of stuff, getting blown up, but you do it anyway, right? Because somebody got to get the job done, you know? And my intentions was to bring awareness to the fact that this is something that could happen. And this is something that you guys, that we should be protecting ourselves from so that we can remain safe. And that's it. And also, so the manufacturers can be aware that we know what this could do, what this can do, has a possibility of doing, right? So that they can take the necessary precautions so that we can be safe. But in all fairness, it's not 100% their responsibility. It's also our responsibility now that we know. Like I said before in other posts, I said, once you know better, you got to do better. So now that we know, it's not about stopping and running away from the thing. It's about protecting ourselves. Make sense in the chat, guys? Make sense? Somebody said, Rob B said, being a father is dangerous. That's right. Isn't that the warning label?
Baby formula is dangerous.
Huh? What'd you say?
Baby formula can be dangerous.
Baby formula can be dangerous. Hey, living in Philadelphia is dangerous. Walking down the street is dangerous. Getting on the subway is dangerous. Getting on the train is dangerous. You know, walking across the street is dangerous. Like this. Listen. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. And if it's not your time to go, it's not your time to go. You know what I mean?
Right.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So like, you guys gotta like put things in perspective. That's why I say like a lot of us have our priorities. We don't have our priorities together because these pieces of equipment have the ability to really, really put you guys in a good position financially to really, really, you know, change the trajectory moving forward in your life.
It's all day.
Ruben is showing he's printing DTFs all day. And I printed DTFs earlier today. I just put on my protective equipment and I got to it. Yeah. Initially, when I found out, I was initially like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing this anymore. But then I thought about it. And I thought about the type of person that I was. And I'm not a quitter. I'm more of a person where I see a problem and I figure out the solution. Yeah. And I work through it. And then after I figure it out, I tell other people what I've done to work through it so they can work through it. And that's what we're supposed to do with each other. You know what I mean? I'm not here to crush your dreams, you know. And let's face it, you know, printing DTFs is not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's not for you. It's not for you. This message is not for you. But if it is for you, and if you've ever thought about it, you owe it to yourself to give it a shot so that you can hang it up if you don't like it. And, you know, right. So you don't ever have to say, I wonder what would have happened if, you know what I mean? This is life. You got one life to live and you don't want to live your life with regrets. You don't want to live your life not trying to do better for yourself. So right. I'll let you jump in, Root.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, for those that have watched the video, you know, I mean, knowing Brother Ernest personally, you know, anytime somebody has cancer or any type of illness, you know, it's a serious thing. So first and foremost, you know, I'm wishing him all the best. I think that, you know, and when maybe it's me, but I have the tendency like I'll try to dissect whatever video, whatever it is, you know, like I really want to hear something that makes me research, you know, and in researching it, obviously, you know, the type of cancer that he has, probably not going to pronounce it properly, some anti-plastic or something, is what it is, which is a thyroid cancer, right? I don't know his past, his medical history, prior to anything. I don't know anything of it, I personally feel like there may be some other underlying factors because we don't know, right? DTF, we don't have a 10-year marker. We don't have a 15, we don't have a 20-year marker to say, okay, X amount of people, unfortunately, due to whatever powders or whatever fumes, they can't speak to it. We don't have those markers, right? So we don't truly know. I do know that, what we have always preached, whether Brother Ernest had put that video up or not, I'm actually glad that he did, because for folks like us, myself, who, I'm not gonna say smaller scale, but there are other guys in the DTF realm now that, we're not in the same circles, but I think that us guys down here, for whatever reason, we don't really get heard, and we have been preaching this from the beginning. I know damn well I've been preaching this from the very get-go's, proper PPE, ventilation, how to vent it properly, and I think that, look, that's his platform. He can do whatever he wants. I'm not gonna say he jumped the gun, but for some reason right now that video is taken down or it's on private, because it spooked a lot of people, and it spooked an entire industry. However, I'm glad that he did do it, because now it's opening up the conversation, not just for us, but it's opening up the conversation for these companies. I've talked to a couple of them personally today that, that sell these pretty big, machines and powders and consumables, right? And they're now taking the extra measure where they're sending things in to be tested. A lot of the stuff we know comes from China. I'm not gonna say that they don't care. I know that they live a little different than we do, right? But Brother Ernest also did make a point in that video that I think it might have been one today or yesterday, where he said it is not the current powders. These are powders that I purchased before, right? And then if you know him, and I'm not taking any shots at Brother Ernest, I actually happen to have a lot of respect and love for him. We had a beautiful conversation, but maybe 2 weeks ago, if that, he never even told me any of this. But I do know, if you follow Brother Ernest long enough, that dude is a walking printer. If he can print from one of his limbs somewhere, he'd be printing from that limb, But this is also a guy who had, tons of printers and everything everywhere, all through his house. He purchases printers, refurbishes them, and then gets them back off, right? So I think there's plenty of different learning lessons here, which I didn't say in this video that I'll probably drop in a couple of days, is that he's also taught us that you have to be safe, especially if you're in an environment that's enclosed. This is in his house. I know he's got a shop or something now, but you got to be, no knock to him, you got to be smarter than that, than to have, and I'm talking maybe 20, 30, whatever printers at one time in his home, right? So you're not using proper PPE at all, which he did it, because he's telling you in his video, I got it in my beard, I got it in my hair, I got it in my clothes.
Yeah, and I've never had it that, like, that's crazy.
Neither have I, right? But then there's a lot of questions that come into to play too. The people have asked me. I asked, is when he zoomed in somewhere, I think his nasal passage or whatever it was, he said, that's a bunch of white buildup right there. That's the powder right there. We don't know. That's how do you get that much powder stuck there? And we know that, this powder also has to be activated by heat too. So there's a lot of questions, and this. I'm not a doctor, so I can't say what he has, what he doesn't, how he got it, where it came from. But what I can say, and what's most important, is that this should bring awareness to anyone out there who is crafting from home. I mean, I crafted from home, but I was very careful. But he also made it a point when he said that it's for the folks that are at home that have just a regular printer, especially the converted printers, and they have the bucket where they're dipping the film in there, flicking it off, and using no mask or whatever else. One, it's in your house, in a small little bedroom or whatever. That's already dangerous. Two, you have no mask, no gloves, no eye protection, and you're just flicking the powder. That's something that a shaker in an oven should be able to do for you. So that's already dangerous. And I think that should bring some awareness to those folks that are doing it from home or whatever, wherever, some small space, or what have you. That's what I think the message should have been, instead of sending this entire shockwave throughout the industry, because that caused a lot of fear. But again, at the same time, a bunch of awareness. Another thing I'll say too is, at the end of the day, I'm not telling anyone to come buy transfers from me, to buy them from you, to buy them from whoever. They'll buy transfers from whoever they want. I would never take this man's life or what he's going through. And I would never use that as a way to sell a transfer, push a machine. That man has cancer, and he's told us he's got 6 months to live, if that. No way, shape, or form am I going to make any video saying, don't buy a machine. This is why. Buy a transfer instead. You're still promoting something on this guy's head.
From the demise of somebody else.
Well. Huh?
Promoting something from the demise of somebody else. That's disgusting.
Yeah. Like this man is dying, and he's shooting videos to still bring awareness. And we're out here. I would never say pump a machine. I never did that before. Anyways, I still wouldn't do it now. I say, if you want to get into it, if you have the resources, or if you're crazy like me and just jump into it. I mean, that's up to you. I don't provide links to any machines. If you, I tell you the company that I work with, and that's it. It's up to you whether or not you want to buy a machine. But again, this is not a time to be promoting anything or saying that, that the people that are pushing machines, they're wrong. And I wouldn't say the person pushing transfers is wrong, but what I would say is, this isn't the opportunity to be promoting anything, whether it's safer, whether it's not. This man is telling us, and it's proof. I mean, again, we don't know that the cancer was attributed to, or the powder was attributed, to his cancer.
It's not like a definite thing. It's just he's telling us based off of his best guess. Like his doctor says it, he says it, but it's not like they've done extensive testing and definitely determined that was the factor. You know,
you gotta scrape someone's lungs and a bunch of other stuff, bro. And I'm not pressed to find out if it is, if it isn't. I am praying that he's able to, somehow they can cure it, find it, whatever. That's what I would want. More than anything else, end of the day, this doesn't mean, excuse my friend, this doesn't mean shit. If, we're losing someone, I don't want that for him, and so we don't know. At the end of the day, it's up to God, and whoever someone believes in, it's up to him, but what I do hope is that again, it brings awareness. Like I said, companies are now having to go check and see if it's true, if it's not. And, we don't know where the powder comes, aside from, we know it comes from China. That's it, and is it tested coming from there? I don't know. It has hazard labels and everything when we get the powder here, right? But was it truly tested prior to putting that label on there? We don't know. But what I do know is that it needed to happen, and it needed to be said. How's he saying shakers make it airborne too? That depends on what kind of shaker that you have. Mine is actually enclosed with the two glass, so I don't really have a bunch of powder that shakes off of mine. But you're right that there are plenty of shakers that will make it airborne, and eventually drops, right? But again, even if it made it airborne, you should be wearing a respiratory mask. You should be wearing something. At some point, we grab gas masks. Dubs have videos with gas masks. You should never touch this powder without some protection, man. Eye, nose, hands. We got the hazard suits. I wear a sweater if I'm digging my hands inside of it.
Yeah.
But
DJ Kev 101 on YouTube says that y'all be the guinea pigs in this process. Be safe. Thank you, DJ Kev. We definitely will be safe, and we're trying to encourage other people to be safe as well. And he said these companies don't truly know the effects on the human body. Let's be real. And that's exactly what I'm saying, right? This is just one instance in life. This is just one aspect of life where it's something that's not regulated, and we know it's not regulated. So me being an influencer and T-shirt buddy being an influencer, we decided to, blow the whistle on it and be like, yo, hello. And from day one, since I started this, I said something about this isn't right. Right. But this is my thing. Bear in mind, guys, this is just one aspect of life. DJ Kev, how many things in the grocery store? How many things in life? How many hookahs? How many stuff all around us? We're all being exposed to cancer. How many cell phone radiations are we getting exposed to on a day-to-day basis? We're all being the guinea pigs for everything. All this technology is new. If you sleep next to your cell phone and you get headaches, it's probably because your cell phone is too close to your head. You need to move it across the room. You probably need to turn it off when you sleep at night. So this is just one aspect. So we're all being guinea pigs of something. They're starting to print steaks. They're starting to 3D print steaks, and the FDA approved it. The FDA approved it. So it's like we're all the guinea pigs of something. This is just one instance where we might be able to do something. So, you know what I mean? It's unregulated. So we're trying to get everybody to be aware of what the possibilities might be. But there's a real simple and easy fix to this. Just wear a respirator. Just wear a mask. That's it. That's all we're saying. I'm not saying don't buy a DTF printer if that's what you want to do. If that's what you want to do, and if that's going to help you, make ends meet for your family, by all means, put on a mask and make it happen. It's not that serious. You got a lot of guys on here that are like, "Oh no, I'm glad I didn't do that." Yeah, but you probably eating fried chicken, right? You're probably drinking alcohol. You know what I mean? Probably make it make sense. Right. Only thing I'm saying is that when you take your risks in life, take your risks in areas that make sense, and take the precautions when you're taking those risks to make it make sense, so that it's not such of a risk anymore. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? And us as men, that's what we're supposed to do. You know what I mean? We're not supposed to, put our tail between our legs when stuff gets difficult and run. You know what I mean? Yes, I'm gonna. Chuck G says, "Am I gonna keep printing?" Yes, I'm gonna keep printing. I printed today. I put on check my Instagram stories. I put on a respirator. I put on goggles, and I was printing. I'm not gonna stop printing.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely not. There's no reason to stop printing.
Right.
There's a bigger reason to just be safer.
Just be safer. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do. Is just be safe. I mean that's all it really is. Be safe, and again, it's a really good. Don't mind me. I can't even get this dog on.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's a really good conversation.
DJ Kev 101. Yeah, you're right. Let's not generalize things. There are all risks in life. But my point is, not every risk in life do we have control of. We have control of this. That's all I'm saying. We have control of this. This is one thing that we have control of. There's a ton of other things in life that you have absolutely no control of. So I'm not generalizing. I'm trying to, make a kind of comparison, if you will. You know what I mean? But I'm not really generalizing. I'm trying to, make an analogy so people can understand that, don't be scared just because there's a little risk factor involved. You know what I mean? What just for curiosity, DJ Kev, I'm 101. Are you a DJ, or what do you do? I'm assuming that you're a DJ, of course, but I don't know if you do that full time or if you have another job or anything. Just curious, man, just to open dialogue. Anybody in the chat have any hazardous job that they do for a living? Tell me about your jobs and what you do for a living if you have a hazardous job. I can tell you guys stories. I worked on a railroad. People died. I didn't quit. I didn't quit. You know what I mean? I didn't quit. They just make up a new rule and let everybody.
You're gonna have the folks that are gonna be like, well, these guys, they don't know what they're talking about. Watch them get cancer or something too. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be tons of folks that say that, and it's kind of disappointing because Brother Ernest, if you know him, he's Brother Ernest. You know what I mean? Like he is who he is. And a lot what breaks my heart is the amount of people that I saw in some of these groups. They're like, oh, that's what he gets. And so I'm just like,
There
how
you
can you
go.
wish that man,
Listen,
like that's the craziest thing I've
right.
ever heard.
DJ Cool Kev, DJ Kev 101 is a military man. Bro, you're a military dude. You already know what it is. We suit up, we put on our protective gear, and we get to it. You know what I mean? So this is nothing. This is nothing. When it comes to your livelihood, this is nothing. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying is this is nothing. I'm talking. I know who I'm talking to now. This is a military guy right here. You know what I mean? I'm a veteran too, man. So like, this is peanuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I know who I'm talking to now. Nurse practitioner in a psych hospital. I would say that's dangerous, Kim. I don't know. I'd say any type of job in a medical field, especially with, when we had COVID scares and all that other stuff, that had to been dangerous. Dealing with people with all types of illnesses and stuff like that. That's, and I'm again, DJ Kev, so I don't want to generalize it because we're talking about one specific thing here. But my only thing I'm saying is there are things that we put ourselves through on a day-to-day basis willingly, that are far more dangerous than this, and that we have no control over, and we can't protect ourselves. I was just trying to make people aware of what could happen, so that people can take the necessary precautions, so that they don't end up in a situation like that. You know what I mean? And if you choose not to, and later on down the line something happens, then that was your choice. That's a choice that you chose. You know what I mean? So
I think it's putting the information out there, and
my pleasure,
that's
Kim.
what people need. But we need it from both sides, though. It's I mean, I don't much care for. I'm not trying to be some YouTube. I don't. That's the last thing on this earth that I would even think of. To me, it just rubs me the wrong way when I don't see all of the information being given.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I could speak from both sides. Yeah. Do you want to get transfers? By all means, order transfers from somebody. If you want to get a machine, before you get into it, study. I mean, do the research.
Yeah.
There's data. I was talking to my buddy Richie. I'm not sure if he's still on here anywhere. But you can pull the data on a lot of these parts on these websites, man. And it's specifically telling you what the hazards are. The do's, the don'ts. And we just don't do that. A lot of people again. I should probably be more clear too when I tell people, yeah, I'm crazy. I just jump into it and whatever. But I probably have missed some information where I do after I do the research. If I can't find it, I call guys that are in my inner circle that are more knowledgeable than I am. So I would say do the research, before. And again, for those, sadly, and it's understandable. But we live in this kind of day and age where, sure, we want to be entrepreneurs. I couldn't see myself doing anything else. I would have to get paid extremely well to want to go sit back behind some cubicle. I can't see that. I want the liberty to set my own schedule, right? So that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur. I get it. I get that DTF. We've been telling people for years, and and now here's this explosion. But a lot of people see it as fast money, and all money or fast money ain't always good money, and so that's the problem that we're having right now.
Right, you should definitely be able to join right now. It's one button why you couldn't join and why Rod couldn't join. I forgot to click. I'm sorry. It was one button. Yeah, on YouTube, it was one button that I forgot to click. All right, no so
so I remember being in these sublimation groups some couple years back, and I promise you, I was the only person in these sublimation groups. A lot of these groups that I just kept saying DTF, DTF, and DTF. And I say all the time, yeah, it's annoying when I see some of these conventions and things that are happening. I'm like, how come those of us that were here from like the very beginning, get no type of recognition for, I didn't pioneer it. Let me tell you, man, like Brother Ernest in his video, he was the first person in the United States to bring it over. He is absolutely correct. Before any of these companies, before this fellow named Dennis Moon, he was the first that I had ever saw, aside from myself talking about it, my boy Ben at Tar Design. There was nobody, but in these groups, man, they thought I was crazy, bro. Like, it's never gonna work. It's garbage, blah, 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 blah. And the moment that the people saw there was an opportunity to make some money, they've left these sublimation groups. Everyone's a DTF master, blah, 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 right? But again, the same people that were so quick to make money, maybe the same people that maybe giving us stories like Brother Ernest, if they don't take the proper steps to be safe.
Rob Beats, can I get a mic check real fast?
Are doing it in their house.
Can't hear you.
You gotta be safe.
Let me, one more. Yeah, I'm here. Hold on. Give me a second, Rob. I'm about to put your audio on. All right. Let me say something again.
Yo, mic check.
All right. I can hear you. You're very low, but I'm going to try to turn your audio up. So, Rob,
Let me see.
just talk close to the mic. Let me see.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. What up?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. That
better?
So what do you want to add to it, Rob Beats?
No, I mean, you guys.
Yeah, he's on YouTube.
Guys,
I gotta get on you. Okay. Oh no, I don't have a link to that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ryan.
I mean, you guys nailed it. I mean, it's like that was a scare. Definitely a scare. The video from Brother Ernest, but it's not definitive. It's more like, yeah, he got cancer. Maybe it is from the powder. Maybe it's not. But the end of the day is, it should be a wake up call that we need to protect ourselves. So
No, I'm still here.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just Ruben's on Instagram. I'm talking to Rob real fast, Rube, and y'all can't hear him. This is chaotic. I should have organized this a little bit better. But yeah, Ryan, real fast, can you what was your initial take? Like when you first started using DTF and you first dealt with the powder, what was your first initial thoughts? Like, did you because for me, the first time I started printing, as soon as I shook the powder, I knew that this wasn't right. And especially when I put it in a baker oven, I'm like, okay, something is definitely not right about this. And then when I got home that night and I was coated a little bit, have you ever felt that?
Yeah, I was the same way. Like we were doing it by hand, right? But I didn't feel right. Like I had a headache, from the fumes. I was like, this is not right. Like anything you're dealing with glue and you're heating glue, that's an issue, especially with the fumes. So yeah, I think my earliest times, I was wearing a respirator, but then when I got into the actual rolls with the shaker, it's like I kind of took it off, just like being lazy about it. I was like, oh, it's in there. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to touch it so much. But yeah, I still get headaches. I felt lightheaded, but I know it wasn't right. It wasn't a good thing.
Yeah, right. I don't get headaches anymore because I make sure I have my windows open. I make sure I have my my air purifier right there next to the DTF machine. And as of recently, I put on my respirator and with my thing. And I will say, it feels like if you're in a closed environment, it does affect the area. So that's why I encourage you to have your windows open. It's real important for us to communicate about this stuff so that we can keep each other safe, so we can see what each other's feeling, what each other are feeling like when we deal with this stuff, right? So this is important dialogue, and it's some research that could be done once we put these videos out. The companies could because some of them are probably going through the same thing and they don't know what to do about it. But for right now, I'm thinking the company that's going to have the best precautionary measures is going to win and is probably going to come out on top because they can make the consumer feel safe. But at the same time, it's this is a tough thing that, it's a tough industry. And I don't know, it's all new and we're all just trying to navigate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it is a tough thing to swallow. I mean, like people trying to get into the industry, trying to better themselves financially, but you got these companies that just want to sell, 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 but not think about the repercussion of health wise for the users, you know. And yeah, I when I saw that video, I ran to the Home Depot and got new respirators for my thing, and then yeah, it's one of those. I've been opening my windows now because it's funny because 2 weeks ago, my mom was here. She was helping me, like she was helping fold or whatever, and I had this thing going, and you know, my wife came and she's like, "Man, it smells in here. You should have the window open." And I was like, "Well, maybe my mom should be in here." You know what I'm saying? I'm in the
Yeah.
garage, so I just popped the garage door open just a little bit, just let it air through, you know. But now it's just, I'm not even gonna take that precaution like that. You know, I'm not even gonna do that. I'm just gonna make sure everybody's safe and make sure you know, there's the airflow going outside, and
Yeah, and what's
yeah,
crazy is it's not just the airflow though, because right now I think we're talking about, as far as Brother Ernest is concerned, we're talking about the particles
that powder, yeah,
from the powder.
airborne,
So it's more about the stuff that we don't see and the stuff that we don't smell. You know what I mean?
right?
So I think a solution could be a particle intake fan. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah,
filter system, like that sucks in the air, that has a filter on it, that all the
yeah,
particles from the air can suck into that. That's probably what
yeah.
we need. We need not just purifier, but we also need a system that sucks in the air, that filters all the little particulates in the air out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So even my setup here, I have these hoses here that's going from the where the powder is over
Yeah,
here and then outside. It still doesn't get all of it, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, right here.
yeah.
So I got the
You
fumes
got a
there,
lot
and
of
I
suction going
haven't.
on over
Yeah,
there.
and even yeah, and even that, it's just, you know, it's not enough, you know. But again, it's just more. I think it's more of an awareness now. Like, let's take care of it, you know. And like it's funny because like after the Brother Ernest video came out, like maybe within 48 hours, DTF Superstore put out a video about filtration.
Yeah. That I mean, that's good. That's good that's good that at least some companies are acknowledging it, because
Yeah,
as you know, because let's face it, especially when we go to these expos and stuff like that, us guys that are in the industry, we're like friends with a lot of these people. You know what I mean? And these companies that they're all just trying to feed their families too. It's jobs, right? People jobs and people's
right, right.
livelihoods that are on the line. So again, I'm not saying this to kind of like look out for the companies or anything. I'm saying this to look out for us as well as to look out for them, right? Because
Yeah,
this is like a two-way street right here, right? The more we can look out for each other, the better we can help them do their job, right? And the easier this whole thing will be for everybody, so that nobody gets hurt, nobody gets sick, nobody gets injured. All I'm saying is wear the proper PP protective equipment so that you don't have to worry about these things. It's as simple as getting a respirator and getting eye protection and even covering up your ears. You know what I mean? Because the stuff powder can get in your eyes and get in your ears. And like we saying, we don't know, it's not confirmed, but better safe than sorry is all I'm saying. Better safe than sorry. And if
yeah.
it's particles in the air, better safe than sorry. So
Yeah, like you said, you know, earlier, it was $25, $50 just to protect yourself. I mean,
pennies.
that's worth it. I mean,
Pennies compared to the
pennies to
money
your
that you
health.
can be getting on a daily basis. If you're getting
Yeah,
let's say even not even on not even on a daily basis, even if you're like printing every now and then, you know what I mean, over time, it's just like any other
yeah,
piece of equipment. It adds up, and you don't want to miss the opportunity if that's what you want
yeah.
to do. If that's not what you want to
Yes,
do, by all means don't do it, you know, buy your transfers.
yeah. Speaking
But
speaking of the shows, speaking of the shows, like uh,
go ahead.
the impression show in January, man. I know you guys didn't make it out, but there was definitely a haze fog up in the ceiling because all these DTS was going off. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
So yeah, and there was one instant that I forgot who it was, but man, his
Rye
I don't
said
know,
at the
extractor.
Impressions Expo, all the DTFs running, there was definitely a haze of fog in the ceiling at the expo.
Yeah, and there was I forgot which company it was, but I think their fume or extractor like broke down. They didn't know. It was just like this big cloud of smoke. going up, and it's crazy.
That's crazy.
But again,
Yeah,
it's
but
one of those things like we're just here to sell. You know, they're not thinking about the health issues.
right, right. And you got everybody in a closed room.
In a
But
closed
you know,
room,
this
yeah,
this is good
exactly.
stuff. Those of you guys, no matter if you want to play it safe, by all means play it safe. But what I'm more of a like a tough love type of guy. You know what I mean? If I'm your friend, I'm gonna tell you like, look, man up, man up. It's a little bit of danger. Prepare yourself, do what you need to do, and do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be men. Everybody's getting scared. Like, it's not that serious. Put on a mask, pull your panties up, and do what you need to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I think, yeah, and I think with us talking about it with the awareness, you know, it is a scary thought, but you know, do what you like you say, do what you got to do, but you know, keep your health, you know, up front.
First, 100%, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Just so, Rube, you want to add anything else to this?
Just what you guys are saying, man. I'm with you. I keep calling him a Central Brand. I don't know the fella's name, you know, but yeah, he's on point. You know, Richie's on here. He's on, you know, another great. If you guys get the chance, whoever's still on here, follow those guys. You know, Richie's one of my really close friends, Brands and Empires or whatnot.
Richie,
he's extremely knowledgeable when it comes to all this. Hopefully we can get on live with him, you know, soon as well. You know, take the precautions. You know, don't be so quick to be spooked by the people who don't actually use the machine.
Right.
Don't know how to vent. Have never had the shop space or anything like that to do so.
Yeah.
And I think again that message is for a lot of the guys that you know, a lot of the guys that are crafting from their homes. There's another guy too. I suggest you guys find. He's an original too. I want to say his name is Troy Young. I can't think of his YouTube. I'll try to, you know, I'll find it when I put it, you know, my video up tomorrow or something. Troy Young did a video almost a year ago, and he said he was talking about the same exact thing, and he broke it down so beautifully, you know. And here we are, like almost a year later, where his video makes absolute sense. Or you can find him on Facebook. He's in a lot of these DTF groups. Troy Young. I think Brother Ernest mentioned him at one point too. So just get the knowledge, you know. That's all, and. You know, and to the guys that want to push transfers, the guys that want to push machines, to each their own. Just make sure that you're given the proper information.
Yeah.
Not one or the other. And while you're pushing them, please don't do it on the head of Brother Ernest. This is an opportunity.
Right.
Whether it's pushing transfers, you know, whether it's complaining about another company, you know, don't buy their machine because, you know, blah 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 blah. This is not
right.
This is not.
I think what it is right now is this industry is going through a bit of warfare. Like, and I don't want it to be an instance where people are putting other people down to push their agendas, and that's what's happening, and it's kind of weird. But here's another aspect of everything we're talking about, right, guys? A lot of people ask us questions on a day-to-day basis, right? And when it comes to particular machines, people's first question is, hey, I want to buy this. What's the cheapest X that I can buy to do this? If you want to protect yourself, you can't ask me what's the cheapest. You see what's not making, see where it doesn't make sense right here? So it's like, we can encourage we can have these discussions and say, hey, we're not going to buy this stuff anymore until you make it safe for us. But keep in mind, when they make it safer for us, it's going to cost more money. Are you prepared to pay that money? Because I have seen enclosures that are sealed off that can hold the powder inside of them to the point where you don't have access to it, and it can probably keep that down. But that's going to come at a cost. And a lot of people's main question is, hey, I'm looking to get into this. What's the cheapest X I can do to get into this? If you're that type of person, then this is not for you. This is not for you, because safety and cheap doesn't mix. You know what I mean? That's all I got.
Yeah,
Bro.
I agree with that
That
100%.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. I just wanted to go live real fast and encourage everybody that still wants to do this to just protect yourself. Don't be scared.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? There's plenty of
yeah,
other things that's way more dangerous than this. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a shock to everybody because it's new. You know what I mean? It's new. So just protect yourself. That's it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I think if
man.
anybody's
I
gonna get something
appreciate you,
from it
Dub. We'll get
is
back on
protect yourself.
later on. I'm on my last package, man. So I gotta run to UPS, brother, so I don't miss them in the next 20 minutes.
All right, man.
So I'm tapping out early, but thank you guys for watching, and and continue to just seek out the information that's out there.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for
Right,
joining in. Supercolor, thank you for joining in. Patrick from Caesar, thank you for joining in. And everybody else, Katrina's Graceful Creations, Nita Blunt, everybody, thank you for joining in. Fidela, Vera, what's going on? All right. I'm jumping off of Instagram, and I'm going to be over here on YouTube with Rob Beats.
All right, y'all.
All right. Later.
Bye.
Yeah, Rod. This is interesting times that we're having right here with all this new technology and stuff like that. And the thing is, it's only going to get better and it's only going to get safer. But it takes us to have conversations like this for us to push for the safety that we want. But I will reiterate again: once we get that safety, it's going to come at a higher price point, and that could be a better thing for the industry because everybody is not going to be able to get their hands on one because everybody's not willing to pay that premium to protect themselves, right? What's your take?
I mean, it's crazy that you say that because I agree 100%. I mean, I'm in this Facebook group. I want to get into it, like I forgot, some sort of DTF beginners or whatever it is. It's like, yeah, I want to get into it. What's the cheapest route? Can I just convert this, convert that? Can I just do the thing by hand? I mean, you can do all that, but at the end of the day, even when I started doing DTF was on the, what do you call that, the 330 TX Plus from Omniprint, and I knew, like, just my first time doing the shaker thing with by hand, it's like, yeah, I can't do this. Like, there's so many stuff involved. Even when you said put it in that little oven and all the fumes started coming out, I'm like, yeah, and it's not that efficient. But again, like you said, if you want to get into it, invest, and only invest if you're already getting work for it. If you're not getting jobs, you're not getting any jobs from it, then why invest on something that you have no idea getting yourself into?
And I think again, I forgot who said it. The young lady said that this also goes for people in the industry that are doing a sublimation DTF hack. Because we're talking about DTF printers right here, but there are people that are using this powder for other stuff too in the industry. So you guys that know those people, you guys got, because I'm a small platform, you guys got to spread the word over there and let them know to protect themselves, because it's the same thing. You got people doing this stuff in their house with doors open. The powder goes around, it goes into your baby's room, it goes into your kid's room, it goes down into the kitchen, it's airborne, you can't see it. The next thing you know, it's in your food, it's everywhere. So, like, you got to protect yourself and think of these things. That's all we're saying. We're not saying stop doing it, stop making money, but just protect yourself.
Yeah, and this goes with people doing plastic transfers. It's the same process with the glue, and it's to me. I mean, anything with a gluish, anything that has adhesive that you need to quote unquote bake or whatever and put it under the oven, and you're trying to smell that. I mean, that's an issue. I mean, it's already a drug trying people sniff glue. You know what I mean? So it's to me, it's just common sense. But we get to that point of we're trying to relax and just get it done, and we don't think about the repercussions in the long run because we're healthy, right? In a sense, we're young and healthy, and you want to just get it done. But at the end of the long run, we're gonna pay for it later.
100%. But look, scared money don't make no money. Put on some protective equipment and get to it. That's all I got. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, it's cheap. Even if I haven't bought a new PPE, like just the masters, I'm not gonna buy a new respirator. I just buy something new, And I paid
what I'm
like
gonna
the
get?
most expensive one they had at Home Depot.
I'm gonna get the one I seen on Amazon. It has its 2 respirators like I have, but it has a full face shield. I want that one.
I saw that one. Yeah,
it's only like,
I saw that one.
I think it's like $40, $35.99. I think on Amazon. I'm gonna get that one.
Yeah, I bought this one, Home Depot.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the same exact one I have. That's what I have.
yeah, it was like $60. I'm like, yeah, this, like you said, it's compared to your health, it's pennies. You know.
I bought 2 of them because when I had my assistant, I bought one for her and one for myself, and I just gave it
There
to
you
her. I sat it in front of her and I said, "This is what you need to wear."
go.
And I asked her if she put it
Yeah.
on. But hey,
Yeah.
I did my part, right?
Right. Yep. Safety first. That's all I gotta say. Safety
Yeah.
first.
So
Yep.
guys, don't let this stop you from chasing your dreams, chasing your greatness. Ladies too, you know what I mean? But for you ladies,
Hmm.
if it's too dangerous for you, sit back, women and children, move out of the way. Us men got this. You know what I mean? But yeah, just be safe out there, guys. Just be safe out there. Cause trust me, it's gonna be other opportunities that you get in life that are gonna come with some type of risk of some sort. And if every time
Yeah.
there's a hurdle in front of you, if every time a risk comes in the path of whatever you're trying to accomplish, if you quit every time, you're never gonna get to where you got to be. This isn't even just about DTF. If you have that mentality and take that mentality and move forward in life, you're never gonna get to where you want to be. So
Yep.
you got to be a problem solver. You got to take the necessary steps to protect yourself in every situation, and you got to be a problem solver, not a problem quitter. You know what I mean?
Yep. I agree. There's always a way around things. You know, it's just at this
100%.
but at this moment, what we're talking about is definitely protect yourself. Protect yourself, or if you really want to get out, have someone else do the transfers for you.
Yep. That's it. That's it.
Yep. That's it.
All right, guys. So I'm
All
out of
right.
here. I just wanted to go live real fast and talk about this. Ruben really wanted to talk about something else, and he didn't put what he wanted to talk about in there. But that's okay. This is all over the place. So yeah, we'll do some more lives and we'll touch on other subjects like this. So guys, thank you so much for watching.
Yes,
like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Check out Rob Beats. He's always doing DTFs. You're like every time I see you live, you're putting up some DTFs, bro.
I know, man. It's crazy. It's like I want to. I do have some slow days, but like I know it's like if I'm slow in the morning, there's some coming in the afternoon. You know what I mean? Which is good. I mean, it keeps you busy. You know, but like I said, it's one of those things. You know, I don't want to get too crazy busy with it because you know I'm still working, still a family guy. So it's like I'm just blessed right now.
And you're still DJing at all the big events. They're always booking Rod. You know what I mean?
DJing. I was still
and for
DJing,
those of you guys that don't want to do it at all, like initially I said, you know what? I'm just going to double down on embroidery. Hey, there's always that. That's the advantage of being versatile in what you do. You can, you have other things that you can get into, but by no means did I intend to shake anybody or scare anybody out of making up their minds. That's why I want to put a little bit of clarity. I hope this discussion got you guys thinking. Just protect yourselves. That's it. You get in the car, you put on your seatbelt, you start printing DTFs, you put on your respiratory mask and your goggles. That's it.
Yeah. The least you could do is put your mask on so you won't inhale it. The least you could do.
All right, guys. So I'm out of here. I'll talk to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for joining us, Rob.
Thanks, A-Dubb.
All right, those of you guys, go over and subscribe to Rob Beats' channel for me, please. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
Later.
Peace.